Good morning, guys. How you doing? You want some coffee? A Starbucks coffee? Do you want to have sex 7 times a day, 365 days a year, every single day? Do you really want that crazy of a sex drive? If you said yes to that question, this is the video for you. How to have a fucking crazy sex drive. Okay, so before you listen to what I have to say, I'm not a doctor. I will never be a doctor, and you can take my information with a grain of salt. This is not medical advice. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I'm so glad. I'm so happy. It's a good fucking day. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm just going to get down to the nitty-gritty and the important parts of this video because you clicked on this video and you want the fucking information right now. Alright, so I've experimented with a lot of different supplements, male enhancement pills, whatever you call them. There's tons of them online. All of them are bullshit, every single one of them. Viagra is the worst of them all. I would say Cialis is a much better option than Viagra, and I would not recommend Viagra to anyone. So you can take Cialis. I would take it in a low dosage, like 5 to 10 milligrams, not every day, but most days. If you want to have a sex drive like this every single day, that is possible. So I would recommend taking 5 to 10 milligrams of Cialis every day. That's going to help with blood flow. It's going to help with your workouts as well. It can give you a good pump in the gym. It's obviously increasing blood flow, so it's going to give you that blood flow that you need. So yeah, that's all about Cialis. Thanks for watching the damn video. So some supplements that I would recommend that aren't completely worthless is ashwagandha root. I would take triple the recommended dose of whatever the bottle says. So if it's like 380 milligrams normal dosage, that's what like one ashwagandha pill comes in. I would say taking 3 of those per day can help with your sex drive. I'm not really sure how ashwagandha works, but yeah, ashwagandha. There's DHEA, there's DIM. Those are natural hormone boosters. Those are going to help with your hormones a little bit. Of course, if you're having problems, definitely talk to your doctor. There's that could be a video for another day if you're having sex drive problems. But if you're doing just fine and you're having sex a couple times a week, or you're able to jack off every day, this is more of a video for those people. So if you want to increase that to more like 7 to 10 times a day, what I'm about to tell you, of course, this is not medical advice. I'm not recommending that you take these things, but I have experimented with them and they're fucking crazy. So the first thing I would recommend is melanotan 2. Yes, you have to inject it. Melanotan 2 was originally developed to replace Viagra. It's a much safer alternative. It doesn't give you those fucking brain concussions, whatever, lots of congestion in your brain and nasal congestion. I would definitely recommend melanotan 2. Now, it's going to make you tan, but if you're not using that to get tan and purely for sex drive only, I would take it 3 times a week. It doesn't really last forever. That's the problem. And the reason why I recommend 3 times a week is because if you take it every day, you're definitely going to be addicted to it, and it's going to cause some problems later on. I'm trying to help people, so yeah, I would not I would not recommend taking that every day. I have taken it every day to get an initial tan when I was tanning, and I just remember when I first took it, you're gonna have the crazy experience. So this is when I was single, and I was a little Tinder whore. I would literally get like feel like I was gonna die if I didn't have sex at least twice a day. So I'd have all these Tinder dates set up. um, fucking crazy, I know. I'd have all these Tinder dates set up, and I'd have like 5 or 7 backups of girls just in case one cancels on me, because like at least 3 out of 10 would cancel on me. You know how Tinder is, or Grinder, or whatever you're doing. I would have like all these backups, and just to make sure that I could have a date that night, at least 1 or 2 dates, and just to make sure I would have sex at least twice a day. Yes, melanotan 2 was fucking crazy when I first got into it. This is about 3 years ago, and holy shit, like I could have sex. I remember my record was 9 times a day, and orgasming 9 times a day on melanotan 2 daily. That was fucking crazy. A little bit too much for me. But that didn't last forever. It was about a month or so that would last, and I would take it nearly every day. Then I backed off the dosage and took it like once a week, and went down to like 3 times a week. Now I personally take it like once every other week. But if you're trying to have a fucking like unnatural, wild sex drive, I would recommend 3 times a week is fine. I would experiment with that, but there's a lot of different protocols that people discussed here on YouTube about melanotan 2. But yeah, melanotan 2 is crazy. It increases the libido in your brain. So it's directly stimulating the pituitary gland, and it's not really changing your hormones inside your body. It's just changing your brain and increasing libido that way. I don't think we really know exactly how melanotan 2 works, but melanotan 2, yeah, it's definitely part of the stack. Second thing that I've recently been very, very happy with, and I initially did not take it for this reason. I took C-Max, SEMEAX. Sorry, I don't know how to spell. C-Max for brain fog and post-workout fatigue. Cimax is a nootropic, and it was originally developed to replace Adderall in Russia, and it does help with ADHD, it does help with depression, it does help with a lot of mental blocks that you might be having, so it's good for a lot of things. It's definitely not over the counter, but it's not a illegal substance. Cimax is kind of a gray area supplement, if you want to say. It's definitely worth it, in my opinion. I had a lot of good experiences on it. I don't know if you can take it long term, but I've been taking it for about 2.5 weeks now. Definitely, if you're taking these things, I would definitely take a break from them. As everyone knows, things can be addictive, and that could cause you to crash later on. But once in a while, or you take these things like once a month, I don't think there's a problem with that. Personally, I do these on like a bi-weekly schedule, and I definitely plan out my breaks from using these products. So Cimax nasal spray, you don't have to inject it. You can just spray I would get the 300 microgram version. 300 is going to be enough to give you a decent little boost of energy throughout the day, but after about an hour later, it made me like horny as fuck, and it definitely reduces the refractory period I found of being able to orgasm more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. It definitely is pretty good. Not quite as potent as melanotan 2, but Cmax is definitely something that's very useful and is going to be very noticeable in your libido and sex drive. So, Cmax, now there's something that is, if that doesn't work for you and you want to go even more, this is not to be confused with the other prescription medication. This is not a prescription medication, but this is also a nasal spray, so that's a good thing. It's called oxytocin, and not to be confused with Oxycontin. It's not oxy, it's oxytocin, and it's a nasal spray, and it's specifically for your libido and sex drive. And I'm not really quite sure how this works because I haven't done a ton of research on it, so I can't give you too much background on it, but holy fucking shit, this stuff makes you like super, super high energy sexually. And it's going to make you want to fuck like a lot. So, those are my three stack, I guess you could call it, for the most amazing sex in the world. If you want to have that more than 5 times a day, that's what I would recommend. And I hope you guys found this video useful. Be careful, stay safe, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.